Hi guys, some time ago I met Mark Cuban in Monaco, and in this video I want to tell you some of the lessons I have learned from him. Who is Mark Cuban? Mark Cuban is an American celebrity. He became a billionaire by selling broadcast.com to Yahoo for almost $6 billion back in the 90s. Broadcast.com, which was called AudioNet before, was the first online streaming service in history. And Mark Cuban was also very innovative by establishing the first high-definition TV satellite network called HDNet and then renamed to AXS TV, as we know it today. He also created the first vertically integrated film production and distribution company called 2929 Entertainment. And if you are in America, you certainly know Landmark theater franchise, which is part of 2929 in Entertainment. And finally, Mark Cuban became a TV celebrity as the star investor of the famous Shark Tank. You may also know him from the TV program Dancing with the Stars. So what did Mark teach me about success in business and life? I will give you some of the lessons he taught me. First of all, his favorite saying is "no balls, no babies." What does it mean? It means you need to dare something in order to achieve something. If you don't risk a rejection, if you don't risk a failure, you will never accomplish anything great. And he himself is a good example of that philosophy. Already with 12, he started to test the abilities of his selling capabilities. He wanted to get tennis shoes and asked his father to buy him these shoes. And his father said, if you have the money, if you earn the money, you can get the shoes, why not? And he said, but look, I am 12, how am I going to earn my money with 12? And the father said, look, here you have some old garbage bags. I can sell it to you for $3 a box. And if you go and sell it for more than $3, you will make a profit and you will be able to earn your shoes, right? So the 12-year-old Mark started to visit his neighbors and asking them if they use garbage bags. Of course, everybody was using garbage bags. So it was easy for him to sell the garbage bags to the neighbors. And if somebody wasn't willing to buy a garbage bag, he made a face expression like this, forcing him as a 12-year-old child to buy from him. So he was flipping the garbage bags every time, buying them for $3 a box and selling them for $6 a box. That way, after several iterations, he was able to buy himself tennis shoes he desired. So it was his first business experience, and this is how he got taste of business and of risking something, of venturing something, of daring something. The second lesson he taught me was the lesson he is teaching his basketball players over and over again. In life and business, there are so many uncertain things. We can't control the weather, we can't control the market, we can't control politics and many things around us. There is many random factors around us. But one thing we really can control and should control in our lives is effort. And depending on the amount of effort you put in, you get your results. And this is the major difference between the winners and the losers, and the major difference between successful people in business and the unsuccessful. the effort you put in. Third lesson, you should follow your talents rather than following your passion. Why is it like that? Of course, you need passion, and you need a lot of passion in order to be successful in business, because you need that to overcome all the obstacles on the way. But you also need to be one of the best in the world in what you are about to do, if not the best in the world. And in order to have the chance to be one of the best, you need to have some talent in that. And there is also another aspect. If you don't have at least some talent in what you do, you will fight an uphill battle all the time. And you will lose your passion sooner or later. It is much easier to be passionate about something you are good at than about something you are bad at, right? So if you have talent and you get engaged into something, you will get passionate about that. But it is much more difficult the other way around. If you are passionate about something and then get talented about that. You can't get talented about something. Of course, you can get better about something, you can improve, but there is a limit of your improvement depending on your talent, of your inborn talent, right? Next lesson. You certainly know the famous ABS, always be selling, right? So Mark Cuban paraphrased it to ABL, always be learning. What it means is Mark Cuban reads 2 to 3 hours every day. And so he reads a lot. And he says, this is one of the reasons for his success. He came into tech industry without any technical background and was able to outperform the people with technical education, with technical background, because he was reading so much about that. He was reading every newspaper, every book he came upon, every manual. And what he learned was at different fairs, expositions, conferences, he was dropping some knowledge nuggets from these books and from the news, from the articles, and nobody actually was picking up on these nuggets. So nobody seemed to be really reading these sources, and this gave him an edge to become more knowledgeable, to know more about what was going on in the industry, to know more about the industry, the business, and then to outperform other market participants. So this is very important. And he actually says, school university is there actually to teach you how to learn. This is not the end of your education. This is only the start and the beginning of your education. The most education you get afterwards, after your school, after your studies. And it is also important not only to learn what to do, but also to learn what not to do. This is what he learned as an employee from his bosses, right? If he didn't like something about the company, about how the boss acts, or maybe how he treats his employees, this is what he was learning, what not to do. The fifth important lesson I was taught by Mark Cuban was his attitude to failures. He says, it doesn't matter how many times you fail. You can fail over and over and over again. Nobody keeps a score how many times you failed. But this is the funny part about business. In business, you can fail 1,000 times, but it is enough to get it right just once, just one time, and then everybody will call you an overnight success. So he said he failed with several companies, with many investments, He failed with girlfriends and many times in his life in jobs. But it doesn't matter as far as he finally found something where he was really good at and where he was successful. And these things, your successes, will be the things people will remember you for. At the end, we count the successes, not the failures. The other important lessons Mark Cuban taught me, I will describe in my book. So if you want to learn more about how he thinks and how other billionaires I have interviewed think and act, subscribe here. And here you will find one of my best videos. And here you can subscribe to updates to my upcoming book, The $1 Billion Secret, and also you will find my contacts there. That's it. Thank you and see you soon.